Alright, I think I'm recording. Thought I'd share my city. This one seems to be thriving so far, so I'm pretty glad. I have a nice necropolis for the nobles here. It's a walled city. I've won the scenario, so I've kicked the shit out of the Nubian raiders that were constantly attacking my city. It was pretty well fortified. There wasn't much they could do once I had my police force set up, but it's rather bloated and enormous right now. I have a far bigger police force than is necessary. But I'll switch from forts to forts. The guard posts. And there's some by the royal necropolis. This was the pharaoh that pretty much achieved everything, so I left a bunch of stelae by their monuments, and they are buried here. I've gone through a couple of pharaohs so far. The other one is in progress, I think, with the outer statuary. These are reserved for royals, the little ones. Yeah, I can get rid of these brickyards here. They're done. The pharaoh that came after this one croaked was 13, so they're still ruling. Yeah, there's like a greater sphinx that'll be assembled after a while. I've been kind of going through all my bricks. Decent harvest. I can't have like a big festival every year or everything, but things work out pretty well. And during the harvest we had like a an overflow which kind of affected crop yield, so before harvest rather. So yeah, there'll be a good flood this year. I decided to give some back to the nobles to sort of keep the economy going well. I have lots of little shrines here and there for people, but one thing that I don't have any of are regular temples. I have nothing but the grandest possible temples for every god in the pantheon that I can use in this game, so I'll just show these off. This one is Isis, and I have little lesser Isis statues all along the front there. And I decided to make it so, the patron god here is Seth, which would not be my first choice, but that's the scenario that they chose. But I decided to make it so they grew a lot of the perfume ingredients. So there's flowers here, and oil trees, and myrrh in the back, and I made it so certain temples had that kind of prestige to do that. This is Horus, so I put the colossal striding pharaoh here with the little Horus bird here, big Horus birds on the sides. There's basically a police captain and police people. It's rather bloated. These soldiers are everywhere, but the crime is really low. But the biggest crimes that are committed here revolve around adultery and disputes against inheritances and stuff. I don't have a whole lot of vagrancy, but there is some. It's not a perfect paradise, but I got 2 vagrants. One of them, they started off as entertainers and they became servants, then sandal makers, and then they became homeless. Servants, sandal makers, jewelers, and then homeless. And yeah, that stinks. They probably quit their profession because they were not able to worship their patron deity. I have some statues in progress. It's going to take a while for them to make. This is the set, the patron god. And I decided to put the best of the best Steely in front of here. So, yeah, just for public viewing. Ooh, yeah, the pharaoh that ascended the throne at 13 is now 30, so this is the longest lived pharaoh so far. And they're not going to get a great pyramid when they die. It'll be like a large one. All the greatness is owed to the first one. So, yeah. There's Set, who I think is a dick.
The luxury shopkeepers seem cheerful lately. I'm all for it.
And next is the Temple of Thoth, or Thoth, or the ancient Egyptian word was Juhti. And the Greeks, it sounds like Thoth, so we'll just go with that. When it's phonetically read out in ours, it's Jehuti. But there he is, the god of writing. And as you might imagine, given my character flaws and psychoses, that I hold writers in the highest esteem. So every scribe, where possible, I really go out of my way to add to their house and their property. They get the palm trees, the fancy ones on the front. They get the Jehuti statues to the sides, sycamore trees on the sides, some fine bushes in the back, and best figurines on the back. It's about as lavish as I can give an individual's property. I try to add palm trees appropriately to the fronts of nobles' houses. And for the palace, it's fully upgraded, of course, and I've decided to make the palace the center, and they have a lot of materials that are used by luxury and common goods. So linen with some reeds are grown. This was my editing, my doing. So this is how I wanted to make my city. So it's a veritable paradise. Everything has its place and it works well. The people are very prosperous, so I'm pretty happy with it. I have flowers, oil trees, henna, myrrh, grapes, pomegranate, date palms. Yeah. I might have snuck a few coal deposits in the bushes that are discreet. But I just wanted a certain environment, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The stores are doing quite well. The people are crafting things. And they have merchandise to sell.
Through me. Look here. Can't you see the creative hand of Tar himself?
That isn't true.
Entertainers on the streets. The Egyptians are seeking Ma'at. So Ma'at is in vogue, and I think Ma'at, incidentally, I get Ma'at and, well, that's definitely Ma'at. But there are aspects of Ma'at that look like Isis. Sometimes. Like here's the statue of Isis. This is the grand statue of Isis. Which, that doesn't look like Isis, but that's Isis. Ma'at is justice, truth, and incidentally, Ma'at means different things to different people, just like the word truth and justice means different things to different people. To the elite, Ma'at is everybody knows their place and continues to serve us and our needs and our wants. And life is good. For the poor and people who labor all day and toil, what they want is equality and justice. And it was that way 5,000 years ago when both the elite and the common people worshipped Ma'at. Ma'at was both a goddess and a word. It was something to strive for. Truth, justice, sort of a happy balance of everything. And we got folks farming their little hearts out. Lots of yachts along the Nile. And utterly useless barges. I'll zoom in a little bit. Lots of onions. And I didn't get rid of all of the weeds and stuff because I wanted to keep it for decoration and stuff. But yeah, these people are farming amid papyrus all over the place. I probably could have made it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing by moving it over here. I did some minor editing to an existing scenario. I wanted more than anything to have...
I am not just another mouth to feed. Someday, when I'm Pharaoh's vizier, you'll be sorry you said that.
I just wanted plenty of space to build on and to not have any restrictions. Because if you're a pharaoh, you can pretty much tell people to even out land so you can build wherever the hell you want to build. And I really wish they would make a game similar with updated graphics, with ginormous cities, where you could control the landscape and build whatever the hell you want where you want. I mean, you can't build a pyramid on pure sand. I understand you need a proper foundation for that, but anyways, I digress. These are some priests, and let's see. This is a hospital, noble shops, a variety of luxury and common shops. I have a certain order that I like to place them in. My general style is I like to have linen and then sandals. I'll zoom in, sandals, and then jewelry, and then cosmetics, and then perfume, because it's kind of like relationships, you know.
There, but
And
for
then
the
on the
grace
other
of
side,
our moon go we, as the saying goes.
Sculptures, and then furniture, and then mats, and baskets, and pottery. Just kind of a relationship thing. You know, things that they have in common. And these are traders from other land coming to sell their wares in my city. There's a trader. And this guy is an overseer. So he's pretty high on the hog. Oops, sorry, this guy's a commander. Sorry. He's basically a police chief, or a police captain. And
My baskets are good enough to put all of your eggs into.
LOL. He's a baker. Another baker. There's a lot of food requirements in this city. And there's a patrol post. Lots of security everywhere. But I have a cult temple for every god possible in this. And this finally made a city that I think has a rather magnificent look and works really well. It flows really well, and there are things that are under construction still, statues in front of temples. But I am rather pleased with how it looks. And there's always other ideas that pop into my head. You know, when I'm done with these, I'm like, ooh, next time I'll do this. Not really a big fan of having vagrant mats, like right in front of a cult temple. I really wish what I could do is give them resources to start something that they would rather do. They were faithful citizens prior, but you have to keep expanding. I'm not really interested in expanding much more, unless it's to suit the needs of the general public. But I'll see if the nobles need anything, and then I'll go to the farmers. Okay, so this luxury townhouse, these people are upset about not being able to worship Seth. And there's not a lot I can do about that, because, I'm sure that one of these is a shrine to Seth. They're pretty teeny tiny, but that's Anubis. Now that looks like Seth to me. No, it's Hathor, sorry. Osiris. I think the cult temple. Where's the cult temple of Seth? That's Bast. I guess there's no set to be had. So, that's weird. I says Osiris. There's Osiris. So I don't need, since I have a cult temple of Osiris, I can change this one to Set. If somebody wants some more Osiris in their life, all they gotta do is mosey their ass right here. They can get their worship on there. Get their daily dose of Osiris. And there's a mortuary. And there's the priest that operates it. When you right-click a priest building, they can have them tend gods, educate students, provide health care, or do funerary services. So I have a variety of priests doing healthcare stuff. This is an apothecary. And that's a hospital. I'll try to spruce them up by putting some fancy palm trees in there. I'll try and find the schools. They're not as decorated as I have had them in the past. Oh my. There's no education active. So I have 35 graduates, so I'm not in a precarious situation yet, but
Keeping busy?
yeah, because I'm not constantly expanding, there's not jobs for everybody. So I've got 2 vagrants and 15 villagers. If I were to expand, which I technically could do, it would just make the game run much slower and then crash. You can't just keep expanding. So you're basically limited, and my city is pretty darn big. If you see this map, this radar here, this walled city encompasses, I would say,
It's time. I'm off to
almost
learn my
half the whole map. And an unusually high inundation, which is not good for the economy. They cannot grow as well. But I'm not worried about property damage because I have ordered levees made to prevent that. I'll just go with that. But I am going to see. This guy's upset because he couldn't go hunting. Poor guy couldn't snuff out the lives of animals. This guy wants some more set in his life. I think that we've already remedied this. It'll take a while. It takes a while for the butt hurt to go away from not getting to worship the gods you want. So his butt hurt will be soothed in time. So I think that's that. 5 out of almost 2,000 people are dissatisfied with healthcare. I think we're okay. 50 are dissatisfied with worship opportunities. So this guy wants more set in his life too. So yeah, it was my bad. I forgot to provide more set for their life over here, but that will be remedied, and the lingering burning they have in their anus will go away in due course. Let's look at other worship gripes. This guy wants some set in his life. That's a little further down the street. There's Osiris. Well, what the flaming fuck? The cult... Oh, pardon my language. The cult temple of Set is right there. He can go sit and swivel. You dumbass. Getting lots of gold, getting plenty of tin. So we're good there. Got decent papyrus. People are getting their yachts made now. Just about every family has a yacht and a tomb on their house. At the nobles. The nobles, I mean, not everybody. Like, a farmer's not going to buy a big, expensive...
Hi there.
Hey there. You see these flags. That means they have a yacht, the blue one, and that means they have a tomb, that yellow one with the pyramids on it. So, that one's got a yacht and a tomb, so does that one. So do they. And you can change the name to the families if you want. Jedsobek family. Jedsobek. Jed. What is that? Sobek is the crocodile god. Jed. I think it's like holy. Like Jesuru is like the holiest of holies. I think it's the Holy Sobek family. Gimme sip. That's a nice sounding name. Ujamem. Bahiti. They're upset because they couldn't attend a feast. Possibility that there are too few entertainers nearby to satisfy their entertainment needs. So, I want to see if I can find a spot to build an entertainer's house. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put one. There's a couple here, but we'll go ahead and put one by the Temple of Sobek. It's not a very popular temple anyway. It's like nobody fell to their knees thanking the crocodile god last year. I just have it in my game to collect them all. Collect them all! And what the hell? I'll put another entertainer in there too, just to produce the proper mirror effect and to bring entertainment to Sobek. Well, I think it's time for me to close this down. So, c'est la vie. And, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, ciao, así es la vida.